Good morning. I'm higher vibrations and so are you. There are an exceptional number of individuals reporting a variety of ascension symptoms this past couple of days. And before I get into that, quickly want to say that we are in the 12/12 portal energy. So, the 12th month and the 12th of the month. And when that occurs, there's always this amazing energy coming through along with the solstice backing into it. We'll discuss that further on my live event on the 12/12 portal. So hopefully I get this video out in time that you get that announcement. Let's talk about hair for a second. This is really strange. I know there's a lot of stuff going on with people's hair. And I've been noticing it, people having had, like they dyed their hair, they colored their hair artificially, are waking up having just dyed their hair and it's reverted back to their original color. I'm noticing my hair color changing regularly too. And then also the texture of it's really changed. It's softer. I'm not doing anything strange with like my hair products. Or anything like that. As well as individuals who just all of a sudden are waking up with less gray or no gray at all. It's reverting in some way. There's also individuals that are losing their hair in a weird way. It just doesn't make sense. Like it's just a quick early onset thing. That's not part of my experience. However, I wanted to bring it up and highlight it to validate you. There are many of you saying it. Also, you can't really tell right now, but the red spot thing, a lot of us are having this experience, and it typically is third eye, forehead area. A lot of third eye and eyes experience. The one that's the most common that's being had by many is all of a sudden things seem out of focus and you don't even realize they're actually coming into focus. And I've also had that experience. As I am raising my vibrational frequency from this baseline, which is a good place to be. That's a great baseline, but just we're moving up, right? So there's stuff vibrating up here. And as we reach closer to the range of where this vibrational frequency is existing within, then we will be able to begin to perceive them. And we don't tend to stay, when we move slowly up and down and do this kind of movement as we're moving toward this space. So things are coming into focus that as we're able to perceive them in our vibrational frequency space, and then they're leaving. And so that's a lot of that. A lot of lightheaded, vertigo, dizzy kind of stuff, all together in a combined trio, creating something different. That's really kind of been prevalent lately. There's this weird sensation on the skin that a lot of people are having. Sometimes it's just sensing energy, and sometimes it actually feels like tickling or touching. It's not a bad experience exactly, maybe annoying at times, but you get to feel that. A lot of tapping, I had noticed it particularly on certain parts of chakras on my head area is the most common one that I was experiencing, as well as just behind my arm near to my elbow, that kind of tap. Speaking of tapping and fluttering, the fluttering experience in the tummy area, man or woman, it does feel like a baby fluttering. Like for those of you who have had that experience, there's other pregnancy-like symptoms happening. And however, that fluttering and that strange, almost excited stuff that's going on right there, as well as really weird cravings, bloating, noticing this air-filled experience, like the Buddha belly thing. And it's not always air, but it's strange watching it move through as quickly as it does. In my experience, the Buddha belly thing that happens, it's cyclical. It happens in a cycle of 3 days. So I don't know if I'm like just able to ground the energies within 3 days, and that's just as long as it takes me or what, but then it'll be back to normal again. And then it all of a sudden I look in the mirror and I got a belly again. A lot of people are having this experience. I understand that when an energy leaves that is of a greater density than the form that it was within, which a lot of us are doing in this purging stuff that we're doing, that space that it was in fills up with air, and air takes up more space for the same ratio. So if that makes any sense. As we fill it back with light, then the bloating goes down. That's just an interesting experience that a lot of us are having. Really crazy sleep stuff, just really tired, just so tired. Our dreams are becoming even crazier feeling, more bizarre, heightened lucidity, more lucid dreaming. I'm having this thing right now. It's like this drainage thing, a lot of this purging that's happening. So like we're having purging from, it's almost like as if I have an allergy, like a pollen or something like that kind of experience. And just not even pressure or anything, just this. We're also having weird acne all over the body. I'm having it in my head, scalp area, and around that. Something that just started to happen that I thought was really bizarre, and is that I'm having these weird. It's like acne, but it's not. Coming out around my ears, and this is not a common experience for me. It's bizarre. Is right at the edges of the hole in our ear is right there, and that's the spots that I'm having this purging happening. So interesting. But there's also like been like other places too, and purging as in also finding ourselves in frequent bathroom trips, and I'm talking about in every way. Noticing like an allergy to food, and that's part of this experience of purging. Things that we had been eating for a long time without difficulty or minimal difficulty, all of a sudden are not harmonious for our body. As we're moving up in a higher frequency, that does make sense. And so as we go to eat the foods that we used to enjoy, we're fighting them, leaving our system quickly, feeling ill, different allergy-like symptoms to these foods. So we're changing our diet, as well as our appetite diminishing. I've noticed that ebbing and flowing for a while. We'll go through periods of unplanned fasting where we just skip a meal or two here and there, and before you know it, it's been a week or longer in some cases. And then also I do this intermittent fasting where I actually don't require myself to eat breakfast or lunch. And that's correct for my body. And it wasn't something that I had given myself permission to do for a long time. My body had been telling me for years that breakfast was not harmonious for me. But I was told it was the healthiest meal of the day, so I did it. I bring this example up because a lot of the things that we're still doing, we already know that it's not good for us, that our bodies for some reason are no longer desiring that thing. And not just body, but energy. And so this is the grandest time of all, this beautiful portal where we can pay attention to these energies and allow the shedding of things that we don't serve any longer and that don't serve us any longer. We can shed those things from our lives, and it's often sad and full of mournful experience because they're individuals we're talking about. We're talking about habits we've done for a vast majority of this experience, ways of being that, apart from feeling like we should do it just for the mere sake of doing it, none of it has any point any longer for doing those types of things. Allow yourself to just follow that flow, that guidance as it comes through in this beautiful time. It's not ending just at the 1212 portal. This is now when the gas pedal gets pushed, the accelerator into the solstice experience that we're already in. So to take this time to allow healing to occur is the grandest thing that you could do for yourself and all those around you. Even though it's really difficult to find places to rest, going into the old office bathroom stall for a 5-minute meditation is not a bad idea. That space really assists us. We're also having another astrological event occurring at this time. It's the Geminid meteor shower, and it's the rainbow meteor shower, and the largest, the most meteors of the year, and that's already underway. Though it peaks on the 14th, it's happening right now. So like an hour or so after midnight, wherever you are, look up. Allow yourself to see it. There's like 120 of them an hour or something like that, if you can get to where there's like no light. For those of us who live in a moderately small town, we'll still be able to see them, just not as many. And that energy, that rainbow, the full spectrum that's coming through is bringing this experience into a heightened state of being and awareness. And so we're starting to see things that we didn't before. The light orbs, sense more energies around us, and it may be startling at first. And if you don't know what they are, all you have to do is, with closed eyes and in a meditative kind of way, allow this light of God to shine down through your crown chakra and out through you, as you say, or send out the love energy toward it. If it is of love, it will answer back of that same love, amplified by so much. And if it is not of love, it will be unable to stay in the space of love, and it will flee. Any of these experiences that you're going through, whether they be ascension symptoms that you would, or just some kind of difficulty as you're evolving and having these growing pains of ascension symptoms, ask out. There's the Archangels, there's God, there's all of these beautiful higher realm energies present and want to help. They want to. And you're not taking anything away from anybody by asking for that help. Since they're omnipresent, they can be everywhere all at the same time. Ask for help, and they will give it to you. If an ascension symptom or experience becomes too much, ask for it to be lightened. It will always happen. You are the light. You are the one that is bearing this weight, this experience, and pulling it forward and up to dissolve as it goes out. As we emerge past the clouds and get to see that the sun has been shining this whole time. It's just been hidden by a barrier of illusion, these clouds. And as we pop our heads above the surface of this barrier and witness the beauty of things that have been there this whole time, we get to begin to remember. And these past life things that are coming through for you, they're not meant for you to grab on, though maybe it's a tempting experience to want to discover and to research what experiences you had had in the past. But that is not for this moment. It is for them to be acknowledged, simply that they were and are, without any kind of judgment, and then to release them and let them move and flow through and out, remembering as they go what it felt like to be you, truly you. For when you are standing in your truth, that confidence, that unwavering and ever-enduring love, that knowledge of just knowing, and height, grand height in standing, that experience, that sensation, that's your true self. The more that you can remember what it felt like to stand in that energy, the more free that you may be. Please don't give up. I hope that if there is an experience that is becoming difficult, there's a moment where you might feel alone, that you might come to one of our Zoom meetings. We have them twice a week. It's free. The only thing that we want from you is your peace. That's it. You don't need to have your camera or your audio on. You don't have to participate in any way. Though it does really liberate being in such a space with so many on the same journey that you were on. For you to see and to hear your story said time and time again without bringing it up first. Having someone else speak your truth is the most validating experience that one can have. Please look for the links to each of these meetings in the community section of this YouTube channel. It's a new link every meeting. Please don't give up. Know that you're not alone. You're not. We are together. We are so many. And we are out here learning to raise our hand and to stand and to be. To be beautifully you is all that is asked of you. I love you. I hope you're having a lovely journey. Aho blessings.